In the meantime, here are two pieces of tape back to back. We'll begin with Defense Secretary Don Rumsfeld talking about the war and the POW situation. That's from the CNN program Late Edition with Wolf Blitzer from earlier today. We'll follow that right up with the President upon his arrival back to the White House today, talking, of course, about the war. So we'll be right back.
We do know that the Geneva Convention makes it illegal for prisoners of war to be shown and pictured and humiliated. And it's something that the United States does not do. And needless to say, television networks that carry such pictures are I would say, doing something that's unfortunate.
On the other hand, you could argue, some would make the case that at least their family members are seeing them alive, even if they're not in the best of condition. They could get some comfort from seeing these videotape pictures.
Make that argument if you wish.
But what I hear you saying is that you're urging all worldwide news organizations, television networks, not to broadcast these images of these American POWs.
What I'm saying is that it's a violation of the Geneva Convention for the Iraqis to be, if in fact that's what's taking place, to be showing prisoners of war in a humiliating manner.
I am pleased with the progress that we're making in the early stages of the war to rid Iraq of its weapons of mass destruction and to free the Iraqi people from the clutches of a brutal dictatorship. Today in our church service, Laura and I prayed for the coalition forces, those in the coalition forces who lost their lives. We pray for their families. We ask God's comfort for those who mourn today. And we thank all the coalition forces for their bravery and courage in Operation Iraqi Freedom. It is evident that it's going to take a while to achieve our objective, but we're on course, we're determined, and we're making good progress. I'll answer a few questions. Scott? One at a time, please. One at a time, please. Scott? Thank you. I've been briefed. I'm constantly briefed by the Pentagon and through the National Security Office. I don't know all the details yet. I do know that we expect them to be treated humanely. It's just like we'll treat any prisoners of theirs that we capture humanely. I think it's an interesting contrast that a lot of their soldiers welcome American troops. They're surrendering gleefully and happily, and they'll be treated well. And I ask you to ask the Defense Department further details. Patsy.
What do you know about Saddam Hussein and his fate?
I know that Saddam Hussein is losing control of his country. That we're slowly but surely achieving our objective. It's important for the American people to realize that this war has just begun. That it may seem like a long time because of all the action on TV, but in terms of the overall strategy, we're just in the beginning phases, and that we're executing a plan which will make it easier to achieve objective and at the same time spare innocent life. And I'm most proud of our troops and coalition troops for showing their bravery and skill. Larry.
Mr. President, you know, at this point, can you tell Americans, I mean, is the war progressing the way you expect?
Yes, Larry, it is. It is, the air campaign is achieving its objective, and the ground campaign is also achieving objectives. We're slowly but surely taking control of that country so that we can free the people of Iraq and eventually clear that country of weapons of mass destruction. We've made good progress. One of the big concerns early on was the southern oil fields. As you all remember, we had discussions about that. There was a lot of speculation about whether or not coalition forces would be able to get to the southern oil fields in time before, so that Saddam Hussein wouldn't destroy them. As a matter of fact, I had frequently talked about the southern oil fields, or oil fields in general, in my declaratory policy. Tommy Franks put a plan in place that moved on those oil fields quickly, and at least in the south, they are secure. And that is positive news for all of us. Most of the south is now in coalition hands. Obviously, there's pockets of resistance in a place like Basra. We're making great progress. In the west, we're making great progress. The areas, the launch sites for the Scuds, well, certainly not 100% secure, but we made good progress. And so I can assure the American people we're making good progress, and also can assure them that this is just the beginning of a tough fight.